Okay, so today we're going to be doing solid geometry. As you know, one of your tasks is a solid geometry drawing. First of all, we're going to go and read the questions. So, given the front view and the top view of a right regular hexagon prism with a right regular hexagonal pyramid hole. Cutting plane AA. Instructions: draw to a scale 1:1 the following views of the solid. The given front view, the sectional top view, the sectional left view, and the true shape of the cut surface. Planning is essential. Show all necessary construction and show all hidden detail. Now remember, whenever they ask, show all hidden detail, over there, it is very important to actually show that hidden detail because you get marks on showing your hidden detail. Okay, that is the question. Now we want to go and start the drawing. So obviously what we're going to do first is we are going to go and draw our given objects first. Okay, obviously we draw them in construction. Okay, if you can't remember what construction is, you should by now since you're grade 12. The construction lines are very light, thin lines. Okay, obviously because of the video, I have to draw them a bit darker than you would draw them, but remember to draw them lightly, as light as possible. Okay, so now usually you'll see that they would give you a starting point on your drawing sheet, and obviously you can see on this drawing sheet itself they did not give you one, so that means that you'll have to go and do one yourself. Okay, so you have to go and start somewhere on this page to do it yourself, and remember, whilst doing that, you need to make sure that your drawing would fit in on this page. Okay, so let's start about here. And I'll draw a line up, and I'll make that so I've drawn a line here now, and I'll make that the middle of this drawing. Understand? Now, since we are drawing a hexagon, we're obviously going to need a compass, okay, to draw the hexagon in. Remember, drawing this hexagon is obviously up to you. I'm going to start mine here. So I'll make my middle point about there. And then you look here, that gives us the length of 42. And we will go and set our compass to 42. So 42, set the compass to the middle. And we're going to draw in a circle. Okay, all with me? So now we have the circle for this hexagon, correct? Okay, now it's easy because we can see that the hexagon has a point over there. Okay, so we can set our compass onto the bottom point of the circle, and we're measuring 42 on each side of the circle. There. Once you've gotten all your points that you've now plotted for this circle, you can go and draw in your hexagon. Remember, I'm doing it dark. Please don't do it dark. You go do it in construction. Only reason I'm doing it dark is so that you can see what's happening on the page. So my construction lines will be dark, whereas yours will then be light. Okay? Please remember that. Okay, now we need to keep in mind, now we've got this hexagon, correct? Now we need to keep in mind that they have asked us to draw the given front view, the sectional top view, and the sectional left view, correct? Now we have to go and keep in mind, okay, the projection symbol, okay, so the orthographic projection. Which angle orthographic projection is this, Aiden? First angle, why is that? Because if you look at this part here, easy way to remember is you can draw one in there. Okay. Now, this is first angle orthographic projection. What do we do when we have any type of orthographic drawing that we need to do? Is we go and draw kind of like a plus in between. If you can remember how to show the top, front and side views. So first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to go and do this. I like to take about, say, 10 millimeters in between. Okay? So we go and measure 5 millimeters. Okay, so we go 5 up from the top of the hexagon, and then from the point we mark, another 5 up for the start of our drawing. Okay, and then on the side of the hexagon as well, 5 millimeters to the side, and then from that point another 5 millimeters. That way we can see that there we have kind of like a plus, you see that? Okay, and then obviously our drawing would start here. And then the middle point as well. Up. Okay, now we need to keep in mind that whenever doing a drawing like this, there's always a 45-degree angle. Okay, now since they asked you the top view, the front view, and the left view, okay, we will then be drawing the top view here, front view, and the left view here. Correct. Now we go and put the set square, and we go and put it on the middle of that plus that we just drew. Okay. To put in our 45-degree line. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is drawing in. So we've drawn this in. Okay. Now we're going to draw this in above it. Okay. Now I guess then here at 72. So we're going to measure in 72. From the bottom up. There we have now gotten a length of 72. Okay. Just gonna take these off so they don't confuse you. Okay. So, as you can see, we have now done the top view and the top view and the front view. Okay. Now, since we have those two, top and front, now we can start going on with it. Okay. So, what I would recommend is to go get a base for the left view so long. How we do this is we take all these points that we can see across to the 45-degree line. Okay, and then obviously these ones that we can see we take across this way. From the 45-degree line that we've drawn these two lines, we draw them up. Now we have a base of what this side would look like. The left-hand side of the drawing would look like it. Okay. Now, let's say, first of all, draw the given front view. Obviously, you know that this here is our front view. Correct? So we have to go and draw the given front view. Now, obviously, we have this, but we have to complete it, right? Okay, they have given us everything we need to be able to complete this drawing. Okay, now I'm going to use a black pen to show you what needs to be done. Okay, so then obviously that would then be my front view, but obviously it's not complete yet because, as I said earlier, we need to show all hidden details. Alright, so now we look at this, so we see hidden detail lines over there, as well as this AA line that also needs to come in. Okay, so let's go start with the that triangle over there. Let's start with that. Obviously it's 64 up from the bottom. So we're going to put that in first. 64. And then remember, don't draw them in as a straight line. It is as well a dashed line because it's hidden detail and we want to keep it this way. Okay, now you can see it's starting to look a lot like this one here. Okay, only thing we're not going to add is obviously the methods. Now, what we're going to do now is go and draw in. As you can see, there is an AA line over there. And it shows that over here it's 10 millimeters away from this corner to the right, so to the left. Okay. So we're going to go and measure. So measure from that corner to the left, 10 millimeters. And then we can go and draw in our AA line. From that corner, going through that 10 that we just drew, remember to do it as a center line. Alright, and now we have our A line. Okay. So now you know that your front view, your given front view is now done, right? Best thing to do for you is then to go and tick it off over there. That way you know that you're completely done with it. Okay. Now we've ticked off that we've done the given front view. Now I want a sectional top view. Now this is my sectional top. This is my top view, and obviously now they want us to section this view according to this drawing. Okay. Now, obviously, as you can see, inside here we have these little dashed lines going to each other. Okay. I would recommend to go and put those in because we are going to use those to do a sectional view. You don't have to do them dark, just do them in construction, do them as straight lines. They don't even have to be big and detail lines because there's anyway going to be, in any way they're going to be cut. Alright, so now we have our lines in the middle, and now we want to go and do a cut or a section, okay, according to the AA line. See, so what that means is because it's the top view, we're looking at it from the top, okay? So if we're looking at it from the top, that means that this piece here will be cut off, okay? And we want to look at it from the top via seeing it like that. Okay, understand? So, what we're going to do, we're basically taking that whole piece, or this whole piece, off, and we want to draw it as what it would look like from there. Okay. Now, you might ask, how are we going to do that? Okay. So now, if you go and draw a drawing like this, okay, the best recommendation I can make to you is to go and label this drawing, okay? So let's label it like this. We'll label this top one 1, okay? And then going clockwise, we'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then I like to use this middle point. I call it P because of the point. I would label that P. Okay. Now we have the labels on this drawing. Okay, so that would basically then mean 2 to P, 3 to P, 4 to P, 5 to P, 6 to P, 1 to P, something like that. Okay. Now, what you want to then go do is take these labels up to this drawing and go and write in the corresponding labels. So what you then do is, obviously you see 6 and 5 are on the same line. That way you'll name or label this 6/5. The middle one is 1 and 4. So we'll label that 1/4. 4, and then this is 2 and 3, so then this one will be 2/3. Okay. Now, you have to then go and figure out where or what line has to be cut, which line has to be sectioned, and so on and so forth. Okay, but now you can go and see that this line over here starts on 5 and 6. So it starts on 5 and 6 over here, correct? Then it goes and it cuts through 1 and 4, right? So it cuts through 1 and 4 on that line, right? But now remember that there is this hexagonal pyramid or prism on the inside of this hexagonal prism, right? So we want to go and put a cut through there. So obviously we're going to go and put a cut through 1, 2, 4 on that line. And now we can't really take that down to here because it doesn't really line up with the drawing itself. Right, understand? So what you'll have to then go do is take it across to this drawing, wherever 1 and 4 is, take it down to 45 degrees and then take it across, and you'll see it'll end up where it should be. Okay, and the same goes for this one, right? You can take it across and do that same method, but also, because it's not on a straight line, because it's on a slanted line, you can take this one down to where it should be, because there is my 2 to P and 3 to P. Okay, so I'm going to do that quickly. I'm going to take this line down, from there, cross, and to cross 2 and 3 to P. Okay, I'm going to make 2 little points there to show that that is where my cut will be. Okay, now we have 2 points already. Awesomeness, we can then figure it out. But we need to go and look at this as well. We see that it cuts through here at the top, right? Because it's a hexagonal prism, we will have this piece that we'll see that won't be sectioned, and this piece that we need to still do a cut through. And because it's not on a straight line coming upwards, it's on a straight line horizontally, so not a vertical straight line, but a horizontal straight line, we can also take this one down. So I would then say, take that one straight down. You'll see you've got that line there. Okay, now we must also keep in mind that it cuts through 2 to 1 and 3 to 4. So here's my 2 to 1, so it cuts there, right? So here's 2, here's 1, it cuts through there, and it cuts through 3 to 4, there's 3, there's 4, and it cuts through there. Okay, so that then means that this whole piece here will then be a piece that you can draw in. So I'm going to do that so long in pen for you so you can see what it should look like. Please never draw with the pen, because obviously the pen cannot be erased. Okay, so now you can see that whole piece there will then be part of the drawing. It won't be sectioned because there's no cut going through it over there at the top. Okay, now we want to go and get the rest of our cuts for this drawing that we can't do by using this, but we can use by using this view. Okay, now we know that there is a pyramid like this on the inside of this drawing, correct? Now we want to go and draw that in so that we know where all our lines are. So all you do then is take the top of that pyramid across, the middle point of this one across, and now you know where the top part of that pyramid will start. Okay? And then obviously you take them down to each point. So we'll take from here to there. So here to there. Then from here to there. From here to there, and all on the other side. Like that, and there to the other side. Like that, you'll see you've got that type of pyramid in the middle. Okay. Now, we want to put the cuts in that we need, correct? So obviously, we know that the top part we will be able to see because there's a cut at the top. So that whole top piece at the top will then be seen. Obviously, you can see that it is cut at an angle, so there will be two angles on each side because it is from the left-hand side that we're looking at it from. Okay? So, to do so, you can take this point over here. See, over there we've got the 2. You can take that to the 45-degree line. Same with the bottom one, the 45-degree line. And when you take those up to the top line, you will get the points where they will then be. Okay? So, just to show you what it would look like, this line here, from those 2 points, would then be down. Like that. Okay. Now we want to go and get the line that the side would be cut at, so that we can get the outside shape of this drawing. You can see that that is then the sides. Since we're looking at this part from this side, it would then be 1 and 4. So there's 1 and 4, there's a cut through 1 and 4, you can take that across. And then the 2 sides you'll see over here, and over here. Okay? And you can then go and draw in a line on each side. Okay, now you can see we're starting to get a shape here. Now, obviously, because it's now stops at the bottom and cuts through the bottom first, then from there to there we'll see the whole bottom or side of that drawing. So that, and then the bottom baseline. You will also see. Okay, so now you can see we've got that shape there. Now we want to go and label this drawing quickly. So first of all we have 1, we follow 1, we see that 1 is over there. We follow 2, and we see that 2 and 6 are both on the same line, so then we'll label that 2/6. Okay, we go down here, 3 and 5 are on the same line, we go and label that 3, 5, or 3/5, and then 4 is on its own, so we'll label that 4. Okay. Now, we can see that we have over here, we call that point P, remember, point P. Okay? Now we see that over here, right? 1 to P, right? So this is 1 to P. It's cut on that line. So we take that line across. We see there's 1 to P. And we can make a dot there. Okay? Because 1 and 4 are on the same line, we can do the same for 4. 4 to P is over there. Okay. Now, we do the same for the other lines. So obviously, we see that there's 2 and 3. There's 2, there's 3. There's 6 and 5. There's 6 and 5. Okay. So what we do now is we take, remember we take 2 here to there, 3 here to there, we put those 2 cuts in from the top. So those 2 cuts now we can take across to the 45-degree line, and we can take them up that, and match them up with 2 to P and 3 to P, and you'll see we'll get a mark there and a mark there. Okay. Now if I have to draw that in dark for you, you will see that it would look something like this. Okay, and then obviously we take them down to the corresponding lines that we should be taking them down to. Obviously, you don't know what they are yet because you can't just take them straight down because there are points that they stop on. So if we look at 2/6, okay, because it is on this side of the drawing, that line will then be there. But what I would recommend is go and label these. So obviously this would then be 1, okay? This will then be 2, this will then be 3, and this one will be 4. Okay, now we have the top of what it should look like. 2 and 1 would be taken to 2/6, 3 and 4 would be taken to 3/5. Correct? With me, Aiden? Yes. So we'll take in this. Okay, so that's basically what it would then look like. Okay, but we're not done yet because, as you can see, 2 to P is that line, and 2 is on that line. Okay, so that line we just drew from 2 to 6 is there, 3 to 5 is there, it's on that line that it should be. But now 4 and 1 are both taken to those same points. What is the reason for that? That is because this is cut at an angle from there to there. Can you see why? That is the inside of that drawing. Okay, with it. You won't be able to see 1 to 1 because that's not cut off. Okay. Now, because we have cut this drawing, we have to do what, Ada? Because we have cut this drawing now, what do we have to put in? Hatching, section lines. So, okay, so now I've got my section lines in there, now it's starting to look like a proper drawing. Okay, but now we're still not done because we have to go and read the question again. And what did the question say? The question said, okay, they want you to show all hidden detail. And obviously inside here now is still some hidden detail that can be shown. Obviously not from 2 to 6 and 3 to 6 or 3 to 3 because they have been cut off. But we still have the 1 to 1 and 4 to 4. Okay, and then obviously the top of the pyramid. So when you draw that in, you put something like this. Okay, see those hidden detail lines that we just put in there. Okay. Now, we have done our left view. We want to start doing our top view. Now that we have the points that we can use, we can start drawing them in. Obviously, we said here, okay, we have that one and we have that one. We still need 1 and 4. You go to here, there's 1 over there. See that? And there's 4 over there. We take those down to the 45 and then to the corresponding line. So we take that down quickly to degree line. This one down to the 45-degree line. And then we go and take that line. To 1, and that one to 4, and we see we get that point and that point. Okay, I will draw that in dark. You can see now I've got those points. Obviously, I'd like the labels. Okay, so then that would then be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then obviously it's cut on 5 and 6 on that point, so on those points. So we can just take those lines and straight to 5 and 6 from 4 and 1, and then we draw the rest in that can then be seen. So okay, so that is then how your top view will look. Obviously, because it's they ask for you to show all in detail, you must now go and show them in detail. So, obviously, this part we won't see because there is no hidden detail for that part being cut off completely. Okay? But we still have 1 to 1 over here. And 4 to 4 down here. Then we have 2 to 2 over here. And 3 to 3. Over there. You see how I've got all my hidden detail lines drawn in over there. Okay, but now we still have to do one more thing on this drawing, and that is hatching. Okay, because remember, every time we cut something, there's always going to be hatching. So we can go put that hatching in now. Okay, our top view, our left view, and our front view are done. Remember, we'll tick those off. Good. Three of the 4 questions or instructions have now been completed. Okay. Now they want to show you, they want you to show them the true shape of the cut surface. So you see, that is my cut surface. That is my cut surface. Okay, the sectioned lines are my cut surface. They want you to go and show this cut surface. Okay, so what you're going to then go and do is obviously show them your cut surface. Okay, so you want to now go and show them your cut surface. How do we do that? There are 2 different methods to doing this, okay? But because you've got so much space on this side, this is then the best option to take on doing this, okay? Now, one of the methods is, you see my AA line over there. You will then draw a line parallel to it, and then draw your true shape over there, okay? But now because we've got this, we can just do it in a different way. What I would say is this line, extend it, this line, extend it. Okay. First order of business is we need to go and draw its line. Okay, so now you can see now we had x1 and y1. Okay, so then this would then have been x1 . and this one y1. Okay, now we have to go and draw in an x2, y2 line. Okay, so what did I say for this one? 5 millimeters. Remember, from here, there, 5 millimeters. Now I'll take it from this drawing, 5 millimeters, and then another 5 for where the drawing should start. So I would say there. Okay, and then we go and label this line that we just drew x2, y2. Okay, so x2, y2. Okay, that's my x2, y2 line. Now, what you want to do now is you only want to draw this sectioned line in here. So the section part, the true shape of that section part. Okay. But to do so, you need your compass. Okay. So with your compass now, you start on this point over here. Okay. Okay. So that point over there, set your compass, mental point over there. Set your compass to the first point that it cuts through, which would then be on 4, and draw it to the x2, y2 line. Okay, see, you got that curve. You can do it on the next one, you can do there. And then now one at the top. Okay, you can see my XY line is not long enough. I just don't understand that. Okay, now we have those 3 points that we need. Okay. Only those 3 points that we are going to need. Understand? Looking at it? Okay. Almost done. Last instruction to complete. Now we want to go and draw in the true shape. Okay. Okay. So what we're then going to do is we're going to use this drawing because it's got the shape to draw it in here. Okay, what you're going to do now is go and measure from this XY line over there to 1. Okay, and then you go to your corresponding line. So we see that 1 was cut over there. So we go and draw. First, let's do this. Draw lines going through from there. Across, there, across, and there, across. Okay. Then we can go 1 over there. Okay. Understand? So 1 gets cut from there to there. Okay. Then we can go and measure 2. So from XY 2, we see where is 2 is at the top, so we're going to measure in 2 there, measure 3 is at the top as well, and we go and measure in 4, so 4 there, 4 is over there, so that line again. Okay, and now we want to go do 5. Measure 5. Remember, we're measuring from the XY line. Then we see 5 and 6 was here at the bottom. So we can go and measure 5 in. And then we see that 6 is over here. So we go and measure 6 and put it in here at the bottom as well. Okay, and now you can see, okay, we have the outside lines. So what I would say is go and measure, label them. So that is 1, correct? Okay. Then this one would be 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, go and draw in those lines. So long. Like that. Okay. You don't have to do 5 to 6 at all. Now, we've done the outside of that drawing. Now we want to go and do the inside. Okay. So now, you can go and measure with our compass again from the cut lines. So obviously these cut lines over there. So those lines. Okay. So obviously from x1, y1, we measure there to 1. Remember 1 is over there. So we can go and put that in. Okay. Then from 2, so 2 is over there. Measure over there. And you can see there was 2 taken from. Okay. Now we know that we have a line over here, and we've not drawn anything on that line yet. Okay. Now remember, that's the line for 2 and 3. So we can go and draw marks over there. Now we go and measure for 3. There. 3 was on the same line. And then 4. 4 is on the same line as 1. Yeah. Now we can go and label first of all. And we can go and label that's 1, that is 2, that is 3, that is 4, and go draw our lines in. Okay, now you see we've got that shape. But obviously, because I said we need to go and put in all of our hidden detail, now we have to go and add hidden detail to this drawing. Okay, so then we'll take hidden detail lines going from three to 3. Three to 2, 1 to 1, and 4 to 4. Okay, and then not done yet because remember it is a cut, so we have to go and put in our section lines, our hatching. And that is then my true shape. You with me? Understand? Any questions? No questions. Okay, and that's how you do solid geometry. Okay.